What is up, my friends? It is Wednesday. The fixtures have been announced and you are very welcome along to today's Anfield Agenda news roundup. Over the course of this video, we're going to have a little look at some of the fixtures for the Reds, or at least how difficult the opening 10 games are. A little bit on Jaros and his move as well to Ajax. We're going to speak about KONATE and the fact that, well, talks have collapsed between Liverpool and the centre-back according to reports today. Then we're going to look at a potential replacement or an incoming in that area and a couple of other interesting bits and pieces that we hope keep you fully up to date. Massive thank you to Connor for jumping on this morning, of course, to take you through those fixtures. You know where I was, fast asleep at that hour of the day. So I'm going to try and make up for it as best as I can. And of course, tonight we hope to see you here, 8:45 for the late night agenda. Might be 9 o'clock actually. I know some people want to do a bit of a hate watch. I'm not that petty, believe it or not. One of the few times I'll ever say that to you, but I don't get the idea of a hate watch. So I won't be watching Madrid later on. I'll be here 8:45 or 9 o'clock. But until then, let's get cracking with the news. Right, Jaros has signed a new contract with Liverpool and joined Ajax on loan for the 25-26 season, as we mentioned to you guys over the previous few weeks here on the channel. Gonna hook back up with Johnny hiding over there, but it's interesting that he has signed an extension before going over, which means maybe he does have a Liverpool future down the line. Let's speak a little bit about Florian Wirtz. We mentioned this in the late night video last night, that his parents are set to earn about 10% of his wages because they're acting as his agents in this one, meaning they'll probably make about €10 million from commission over his 5-year deal. Now, personally, again, why not keep the money in the family? If your parents are able to negotiate these without any external help, brilliant. Rather the money staying in there than going out of the game to a greedy agent. So well done to his parents on that one. Now, the fixtures, as Connor ran through with you this morning, Liverpool, despite what you might see from some opposition fans, have the most difficult opening 10 games, according to the Boffins at Opta. They rate Liverpool's rating of these first 10 games as by far and away the hardest of any in the Premier League. So let me know what you guys think about them. Obviously, the ones you look out for there, Manchester United at home, October the 18th is one of the games you immediately catch your eye. Also, Liverpool's first game, as we know, against Bournemouth. I mean, you couldn't write this stuff, could you? Richard Hughes' former team, Milos Kerkez's former team, and we get them on the opening day of the season. So your thoughts on the fixtures, folks, do let me know in the comment section. And again, thank you to Connor for jumping on earlier on for that one. Don't worry, I am getting towards the KONATE stuff and the centre-back target, who apparently we're looking at. So, Joe Gomez, let's talk about him for a minute. Lots of questions about Joe's future this year. What is going to happen? And truth is, I don't think anybody knows for certain just yet. But the Guardian report, Liverpool are believed to be willing to let Joe Gomez leave Anfield this summer. And there's no shortage of suitors, they say, for the England international, who Liverpool value at about £30 million. Now, the Guardian have said £30 million. I've seen a couple of other outlets saying £25 million. But either way, this may very well be the summer that we see Joe Gomez depart. Now, you're probably like me sitting here thinking, well, how many central defenders can we potentially afford to lose without bringing a load in? Truth is, on that one, it's a bit of a fluid situation. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. Florian Plettenberg, speaking about Bayern Munich and their interest in Cody Gakpo, he said, Bayern Munich are keeping contact with many potential targets, including Liverpool's Cody Gakpo. So it looks like Diaz is going to stay. I don't want Gakpo to go either, to be honest with you. I've said many times I really do like both of the left-wing options we have at the club. So let's wait and see on this one. I don't even know if Liverpool will be interested or be open to an offer for Cody Gakpo, let alone what the potential asking price could be if we were. But just for a bit of funsies in the comment section, if it gets to a point where bids start to come in, what do you think is a number that might tempt Liverpool to do business for Cody Gakpo? If, of course, he wanted to move, which I don't believe he will, but, you know, just for funsies, let's play that one. Now, a target for Liverpool at centre-back. There's somebody that, look, I've got to be honest about. As an Irishman, I'm going to say I don't mind the idea of it because, of course, I want Irish people playing for the Reds where possible. But Graham Bailey has reported that Liverpool are keen on signing Brentford defender Nathan Collins. Now, a lot of people probably look at this and go, hang on a minute, is he really good enough? I would say he pretty much is, to be honest with you. But then again, like I've said, I'm probably inherently biased on this one, being an Irishman, but he has always looked well to me when he's played for them. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Nathan Collins, would you take him at Liverpool Football Club? Now, there's no mention of a potential transfer fee or anything like that. Obviously, Thomas Frank has left Brentford and moved on to Spurs, so maybe a couple of players are thinking this could be the right time for them to make a move as well. Let me know on this one. Nathan Collins, ladies and gents, what are we saying? Is he good enough to come into the Reds? So, Anthony Gordon, another name that just won't go away like Alexander Isak, and I'm sure that you've seen this report today, but you can find it on the Anfield Agenda X account if you haven't. Curtis Jones and Anthony Gordon together on holidays in Greece. Looks like they're having a competition for who can dress like the worst 90s boy band in the picture, but to be honest with you, we know that they are best mates, and this is a story for me linking him with Liverpool that won't go away, and I feel like at some point we will see Anthony Gordon in a Liverpool shirt. Don't know if it's going to be this summer, but I just get the feeling he will eventually play for Liverpool someday. If we lose a forward, whether that's Chiesa or maybe somebody on the left, like we've always said, keep an eye on the Anthony Gordon situation. But Curtis Jones out there, is he acting like Agent Curtis Jones? Or is it just two best mates going on holidays together like we all do with our friends when we're younger? Right, let's move on to Costas. I really like what Costas has said here, by the way. So, speaking about game time in particular, and again, you can find this on the Anfield Agenda X account, this is what he said about his game time. It's definitely a temptation to play more, but for me, the 27 to 29 games, very specific there, Costas, I love it, I play every year in all competitions are more than playing 40 games for another team in another league. This is the line I particularly liked. Here, I am on the Broadway of football. Love that, Costas. Well played. And look, I do think we will lose one left back in this window. Who it's going to be, well, your guess is as good as mine. But whichever one goes, I do expect the other one to stay. So keep your eye on it. Now, again, from the Anfield Agenda X account, Dominic Szoboszlai speaking about Florian Wirtz coming in. And again, this is exactly the type of language I want to hear from players when more players are coming in. He said, we have to find the opportunity for the two of us to play together. I don't give up my place that easily. That is what I want. That's the mindset that I want at our football club. Not being daunted by a superstar like Wirtz coming in. Find a way to make it work. Find a way to convince the manager that you're too good to drop and that you can play together. That's exactly the type of spirit that I want from Szoboszlai. So well played, sir. Now, for the main part of today's video, being reported today by Sports Pete that Ibrahima Konate could leave Liverpool in the coming weeks as contract talks have collapsed. Now, again, this is just one outlet at the minute, so we'll keep an eye on it. Goes on to say the club want to resolve the defender's future this summer with only 12 months remaining on his Liverpool deal and will not risk a repeat of the Trent Alexander-Arnold situation. We can't do that. It does have to be resolved one way or the other. We all want him to stay, but if this is correct and the talks have collapsed, and let's be honest, I think it was Paul Joyce a few weeks ago said there's been no real breakthrough in these negotiations, although I think the Echo said that negotiations had continued from the end of May, but right now, according to this report anyway, that those talks have collapsed. And I don't know, the vibes around this situation feel a bit iffy to me, and I don't know the ins and outs of it, I really don't, but as a fan, it does have me concerned, particularly in that area of the pitch. So we'll try and find out a little bit more on it, and of course, I will be back here tonight. It will either be 8:45 or 9 p.m, just trying to juggle a few things in the family life to make sure I can be here at my normal time. If I can't, it'll just be 15 minutes later, but that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you guys tonight. We'll go through it all in more detail. Of course, answer any questions you have. We expect Florian Wirtz to fly into Liverpool tomorrow or on Friday morning. Also, Milos Kerkez, that deal agreed, as we mentioned last night, with Bournemouth of 40 million quid. That is where we currently are, ladies and gentlemen. And I will see you guys tonight. Talk to you then. Much love. Bye-bye.